Good morning. My name is Abi Wakama. I'm the managing editor of IT News Africa. And today I'm speaking to Isaac Mophatlane, CEO of Business Connexion. And I'd like to just get straight into it, Isaac, if you don't mind. The BCX story goes back more than 20 years with a set of twins that started a business that today boasts revenues of well over 5 billion rand. Could you just give us a bit of a background on how this all started and how you got here today?
It's really been a fantastic story of where we started, and I think for most people it looks easier from the outside, and certainly of course with my twin brother who passed on last year, and be part of that journey. But I think it really started in the real grounds where we started, and the grassroots level, I guess, started in Kimberley when we were at school at Christian Douglas College, and we just took a liking to computers. And in those days, they had BBC, by the way, used to manufacture computers, which a lot of people don't know. But we had a computer club at school, and we had it as a subject which both Ben and I excelled in. And I think it's just a love affair. I guess sometimes a hobby becomes part of what makes you as a person. And we started that particular hobby that eventually became a business. We initially were involved as a scholarship student with South African breweries. We were involved with a crowd called Software Connection, who we really started as customers, and we knew more about the software that we were buying more than some of the people worked there. So they offered us an opportunity to come work weekends. And I subsequently joined them on a full-time basis. And we were given seed capital by the Connection Group, which today trades as Incredible Connection. They gave us a seed capital of about 4 million rand, and we started Business Connection with a C. And over time, we did a whole lot of mergers. Connection Group were in a bit of trouble. We repaid them the loans they put in us, and we got together with Comprex in 2003 as part of one as a Black economic empowerment deal. But more importantly, I think what's been quite fantastic with our story is that we've done mergers and acquisitions over the years, but we've always remained with the asset. So we've not lived outside the asset. So it's been now 1st of September 1996 we started trading, and here we are 7,000 people later, and we've got revenues. Last financial year we did about 6.5 billion rand. We're outside South Africa, we're in Nigeria, Kenya, Mozambique, Botswana, Tanzania, we're in Namibia, and we're looking to go outside, looking at Ghana, and also particularly looking at the Ethiopia market. But and I think it's really to be honest about a lot of stuff. That also, I think we've been happy to have a government with some of the transformation that needed to happen in most of our industries, and we took an opportunity that presented itself. And we've been fortunate. We've had fantastic people around us, fantastic mentors, despite my late twin brother Benjamin not being here, I think I still have the zest and I guess the energy to want to pursue what we pursue, and it's been fun.
That's fantastic. You mentioned Africa. You are in Kenya, Mozambique, Namibia, Nigeria, Zambia, Tanzania. You're also looking at the Ethiopian market.
Yeah.
And what's it like doing business in Africa? What are the challenges and opportunities?
I think the most important part, and being South African, sometimes, coming from a very close economy, and a lot of our people have not had an opportunity to travel outside, while most of our counterparts outside have traveled. Every country is unique. What applies in South Africa will not necessarily apply in Nigeria, because you've got different challenges. I think the key is to understanding the landscape, understanding the culture where you're trading, and more importantly, do what is quite important, have as much as local participation as you possibly can. in the market that you are trading in.
Now I'm going to talk about consolidation and mergers and acquisitions in the industry. We know what's going on currently. You're in talks with Telkom.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's going to be, that deal is going to be wrapped up. Is going to wrap up pretty soon. Do you think this consolidation that we're seeing in the industry is a good idea? Is it good for the IT industry?
Look, the key to what is happening in the industry today, it talks to convergence. And what you will see, mobile operators, fixed line operators, all of them are getting into our space. And in some way, we're getting into that space. And I always say to people that anything's got to do with the internet. We never saw the explosion of the smartphone and what the internet has done, able to link a lot of our people on the continent, and for them to be able to do money transfers, to be able to communicate with our loved ones. So this is an evolution that we cannot stop. You would never have thought today that Telkom would look at buying a business like Business Connexion. But the reality is, if we know, voice revenues in both the fixed line and mobile operators is declining. Today, if you look at it, even us as individuals, we talk less on our phones, we text more, we WhatsApp more, we send more emails. So there's been a data explosion, and which talks to what the mobile operators and fixed operators have done, have invested a lot in fiber, in landing cables. And the convergence is an ongoing story. The consolidation, some of the business we know today will dramatically change over time. And we can clearly see what the mobile operators are doing, and also the devices are out there. Anything else today is leading to what is called Internet of Things, which means every device has an access, has an address, which is an IP address that you are able to. So, quite honestly, today, if you do not see convergence, it's touching us in a way we never thought of. I think technology and specifically the IT services business, what we're involved in, it used to be a mystery. It's no longer a mystery. Young kids are getting on iPads, they're getting on smartphones, and that convergence will continue. We cannot stop the evolution of that.
That brings me to my next question regarding the deal with Telkom.
Yeah.
How will that affect BCX as a company?
Look, I think that the fantastic part for our staff is obviously the ability for us to help Telkom in managing the IT assets and managing some of the IT services they're providing to their customers. We'll remain independent subsidiary within Telkom with a clear focus view of driving our business and also helping Telkom drive IT services for themselves and their customers. And also, I think what's quite key, Business Connexion, and I think a lot of times there's confusion. We do not touch the consumer. We're involved in the enterprise space, we're involved in the public sector space. So what we offer is to be to the benefit of corporate South Africa or outside South Africa, public sector and corporate lines. So the key sometimes, the confusion is that Telkom buying us, it's going to at all affect the consumer. It's not clearly. I think what we will see, what we're doing today is becoming more commoditized as a business. There's a lot of service providers that are coming into South Africa. There's a lot of Indian firms that are setting up shop here. So the competition we have is quite, I think today customers have choices in procuring services. They're looking from different customer base.
Okay. So your message to the market is BCX will remain BCX, or
BCX will remain BCX. And BCX hopefully will double up the number of staff. This business is about creating opportunities. I think one of the most important why, and I'm excited still as I was when we started this particular business, is to see different individuals coming into our business and be part of employment and be part of opportunities. Our existence is linked up in really developing a continent and developing human capital and creating opportunities. And I think the most important part is that we're here to stay, and people who work here are passionate about what they're doing and what they give to our customers and what we really give to all our stakeholders who are involved with us.
Okay. Now I'd like to talk about the future. What's the future going to look like for BCX?
Well, I mean, I never envisaged when we started that we'll be as big as we are, but now that we have the momentum going, we are really entering the most exciting part of Business Connection. One, we have not fully reached our potential, but the future for us is we'll become the enabler of Internet of Things. That's really our vision going forward. You'll see us getting into industries that are not really IT related, which is part of the excitement that we're quite excited about the future.
Such as?
For example, we just recently bought into a company that's involved in petrochemical, in delivering pumps for the petroleum industry. Okay. And that is what is called the Internet of Things. We're integrating backwards, so we'll get involved in health sector, specific industries that we'll be involved in.
Okay. And lastly, you've been building this business for many years. What would you like to do after BCX? Politics?
No. Well, look, there's a couple of passions that I have. One of my passions is sport.
Okay.
And I think one of my passions I like to continuously do, I like to mentor young minds and be able to give back. I think it's in being blessed to do what you do and having fun. I think the fun part for me is to be able to get involved in some form or another in sports management or mentoring or education post my life in the IT industry. I'm very passionate about human capital development. How do we get people to be better? And Business Connection has allowed us, specifically my late brother Benjamin and I, to help people realize their dreams. So if I could still be a positive influence in driving that, that's what I would welcome post my life in Business Connection.
That's great. Well, thank you, Isaac. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much for having me, and thank you.